I made a video regarding the potential risk that veganism may cause an increase in hemorrhagic stroke. I wish to clarify, I do not believe veganism causes an increased risk in stroke, okay? That's not what I believe. However, if someone has additional risk factors, for example, I was told to take aspirin in the meantime, while I had heart palpitations, and I'm going to continue taking the aspirin because aspirin is geroprotective. Unfortunately, aspirin also increases the risk of hemorrhagic stroke. However, it's a very small risk factor, okay? It's not a large risk factor. And the thing is, what people need to understand is when you take something, a supplement or a medication or a specific diet, there are bound to be risk factors, and you have to weigh the risks and benefits of these things. Now, for me, veganism is an ethical decision. I am a vegan because I don't want to be eating animals. That's why I'm vegan. However, there are many health benefits to veganism. One of the problems with the study that associated veganism with higher stroke risk is they lumped in vegetarians with vegans. One of the problems with doing this is vegetarians tend to eat a lot of things that are not very good for them, like cheese and eggs and other things of that nature. So the thing is, cheese is actually higher in saturated fat and other negative things like pro-inflammatory chemicals than meat is a lot of times. So cheese is quite bad for you. And eggs, of course, contain inflammatory fatty acids and things of that nature, which also could explain why maybe these vegetarians had a higher risk of stroke. But aspirin, as well as a number of other agents, what are called geroprotective agents, meaning supplements or medications that protect from aging or slow down aging. Aspirin is one of them, as is alpha-lipoic acid and vitamin D and a number of other things. But all of these things carry a risk with them. So when you are experimenting with these things, you have to be wary of what you do. The reason I made that, and the reason I started taking DHA, is I believe what you will find is the more you look into why certain vegetarians sometimes have slightly higher risks, and if you look at the data, there was not much of a raised risk. A slightly higher risk for things like strokes isn't due to being a vegan. It's due to malnutrition. It's due to following veganism in an improper way. Following a healthy, well-balanced vegan diet, like the one that I pointed out when I stated that a healthy vegan diet is an omnivorous, 100% plant-based diet, should cover your bases. Especially if you're supplementing with the proper supplements like vitamin B complex and vitamin B12 specifically, as well as vitamin C and other nutrients. Now keep in mind, I'm not a doctor, so don't take what I'm saying as medical advice. It's not medical advice. I'm just pointing this out. So when we seek to optimize our diets, okay, we need to seek to do so with some intelligence, not simply blind faith, and that was the reason I made that video. And in fact, the supplements I do take and the aspirin that I take actually retards the aging process and will make me live longer, most likely. So that's the gist of that. Biologically, I am quite young and I am quite healthy. The story of the heart palpitations, that's anybody's guess at this point. But they are very much under control, and the cardiologist is confident I can exercise them away with an aggressive walking program, which I have implemented. And that's all for this video.